So this is the fabric that I have. This is the actual velour, the same type of velour that they used in the original series uniforms. We need 2 sleeves, so I folded it over. Just take...
A pizza cutter?
Yeah, it looks like a pizza cutter, but these cutting wheels are really great for, like... So, that should be good. There's our 2 sleeves for the outfit. Alright, so I cut out all the fabric pieces, and I need to sew it together now. A couple things. These are like accurate rank braids for an adult size costume, but they're too big for a baby costume, so I got like this rick-rack stuff that I'll put on hers. The next step is to, they're kind of sub-assemblies. These go together, and then like I said, I have to put a zipper in the back here. I'm not going to show you each of those things because there's a lot of YouTube videos about how to sew in zippers and that kind of thing. Alright, so I sewed these sub-assemblies together and it created this nice like seam in between there, but it's just like serged on the back. And then I put the zipper in the back, so she can get in it easily. And so actually the next thing is I'll put the rank braid on there before I do it, and then we'll stitch the whole thing together. And maybe when you see me next, I'll be wearing different clothes because it'll be a different day. Alright, so I assembled this partially last night. I didn't put this sleeve on because I discovered a problem with this one and I wanted to kind of walk you through it, what happened. But I also took it home and did a little fitting. I just laid it over my daughter, and a couple of things. The sleeves need to be a little bit shorter. And I sort of put some tape pieces here. This is where I thought the waist should be for her shirt. There's a tape here because this is kind of where I thought the collar line should be. So I'll end up trimming down here. I also sewed on the rank, but I have to move that because we're going to shorten the sleeve. And I put this little Starfleet emblem on there. It's like a metallic gold pleather, and
You stitched the black around.
Yeah, I just did a really fine zigzag stitch around it. I traced it on here, did a fine zigzag stitch, and then I just drew that in there with a Sharpie. I might have to paint over it. It's not really dark, but yeah, it's all right. So I just kind of found the center of the sleeve to go around there, and just pin it kind of around. So, okay, so you'll see that, well, this one's actually not that bad. The other side was worse. You can see that they don't really match up. And I said the pattern was not exact, and so I'll just compensate for it by pinning it a little bit lower, and then this will be chopped off. But yeah, I'll do the other side, and then I'll sew the thing together, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so I shortened the sleeves now. These are probably about right, hopefully, and I attached everything. And so now I'm going to just close up the whole thing. The easiest way to sew a garment together is to like sew the front and back together up here, and then sew the sleeves across, and then just turn the thing inside out and sew both sides up like that. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I closed up the garment there, so it's starting to look more like a Star Trek uniform. Now, the real dress had a separate like skirt piece stitched on, and I didn't do that, but I do think I will put a little seam in here to kind of simulate that. There. And so I'm gonna hem the skirt here, but you can see that all of my pattern pieces, like they kind of end at different points. And that's kind of to be expected when you make a pattern from scratch and you do it pretty quickly. I'm just gonna, trim it off, find the shortest piece, I guess, and trim it off that way. I'll serge the edge to finish it and just fold it over. That's pretty easy. It probably comes to a little bit of a point there, yeah. So when I serge it, I'll just round off the edge.
Gonna round that corner off.
The Star Trek collar has that weird point, like the men's uniform had the point here. It's just kind of a pain in the butt, and then the women's had a point here. So I'll just kind of sketch it on there. Let's see. So I know the entire length of this will be like 15 inches, so I'll add a generous amount to that because whenever you're sewing stretchy stuff, things don't match up quite right. But I have to create a point here, the collar, so maybe like that, and then that's where the point was, plus a half inch. Like that. Cut, in there, cut in there, sew one half on there, and then kind of flip it and then sew the other half. Serge that so it's all finished, and then, or I could fold it over and stitch it. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't know. I'll see how I may, if the point comes out. Oh, it's not bad. So zips up in the back, and next step will be to just do a last fitting, and then we'll do a little photo shoot or something. So that's it. That's how you make a baby Star Trek costume from start to finish.
Cool.